collection. It's the award-winning, adrenaline-packed culinary competition that I adore. I love watching the show. And look at our little hot item. Why is it a hot item? Because it's under $20, and guess what it is? This is the iconic symbol of Chopped. It's a customer pick, and it is indeed the Chopped that you see on the show. It is the best-selling item we do from that award-winning show, and I'm so excited to offer this customer pick at a very special price, only $17.95 and 2 flex for today only. And joining me to talk about our Chopped competition is Chef Eric Tochterman. Hello, Chef Eric.
Hi, how are you?
I love the show. So it's one of my favorite shows to watch, actually.
And how appropriate that we're selling a cleaver at an unbelievable price. I just want to take a little tour of the cleaver for you. 7 inches long. What's great about this is we have a full tang, which means the blade goes all the way through the handle, which is great. 3 riveted on handles there for sturdy construction. This isn't going to go anywhere. And then high carbon steel, high chromium, so the edge is going to be super sharp, easy to sharpen if you need to. Take a steel to it. And then also the finish, it's not going to rust, it's not going to pit. And let's get chopping, because that's what it's all about.
And here's what's crazy. I cannot believe the price for this. And when you get this at home, it's beautifully gift boxed. If you want to give this as the perfect holiday gift to somebody who's a foodie or loves to cook, or maybe they're trying to be a better cook, everybody needs this. And we were talking about this earlier, Eric. You said if you were on a desert island, why would this be the one item you'd really want there?
Because you can do everything. Not that the other knives in my set aren't important to me, because they are. The paring knife, the chef knife. But if there's one single knife you need, this is going to be it, because it's going to slice, it's going to dice, it's going to chop, and as you can see, I just did a whole onion. It acts like a bench scraper. So you can pick it up in your hand, put it to wherever you want, and you can get precision in here. You can do everything from raw proteins to delicate vegetables.
Well,
it's all there for you.
If you just want to break down a chicken, I mean, you've got to. And
I'm going to show. I'm going to show them that.
Paring knife. Trying to break down a chicken with a paring knife is pretty impossible. So imagine being able to do something that basically a very delicate knife could do, plus a heavy-duty knife needs to do. It's all in this. And again, I want to show you. Do you see how beautiful this is? It will be such a pleasant surprise when you get this at home. When you need a big old cleaver, look at this. When you get this at home and you open it up and you hold it and you touch it and you start using it, you will think this is a knife that's worth way more than $100 if you went to a fine culinary store.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah, because, I mean, you said it. This is a substantial knife. Don't be fooled by the price. This is a strong, sturdy knife that's going to last you for ages.
No, I totally agree with you. I think that's the only thing. If we put a 1 in front of it, if you're a real foodie or a real cook, you'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you will be so pleasantly surprised at the kind of quality they've been able to put into this knife. And it's everything from the full tang.
Yeah.
When you get an inferior knife, it's not full tang.
No, it's not. I was actually digging through my drawers and came across this big cleaver that I had, and it was literally twice the weight of this cleaver, and it was really wide, and the thing that was really strange about it is that they actually embedded the blade within the metal of the body, which was really strange. So even if I was to use that cleaver, eventually I'm not going to be able to sharpen it anymore. This is at least all one piece of metal.
Yeah, that's very true. And because of the design of it too, it takes a beautiful sharpening. And again, when you have a cleaver like this that you're really using for heavy duty, especially if you're really breaking down big meats, big chickens, a big turkey, you're trying to really break those down, you're going to dull it up faster. And what I love is it really will take a very sharp edge when you're ready to sharpen it up. Okay, so we're showing now a little bit more of a delicate cut.
Yeah, a little delicate.
Veggie.
Yeah, so you don't have to be afraid. All you got to do is, you see my right hand here. All you have to do is keep those fingers curled in. The knife isn't going to hurt you. Don't be afraid of it. I know it could seem a little daunting, but these are all the basic skills you need to be successful.
Did it surprise you that it's become a customer pick?
No, not at all. I mean, once I got it and started working with it, I said yes.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
And the fact, I was like, Are we sure that's the proper price? I'm just gonna move over here real quick.
Well, even if it was like $37, it would make more sense.
Right.
It's like, wait a minute, it's a little over $17.
So it's a chopper, it's a slicer, it's a dicer. If you need to, you can go ahead and use it as a tenderizer.
Right.
So if you're gonna do your chicken cutlets, your veal cutlets, so if you do Wiener Schnitzel, if that's part of your repertoire and you know, during the holidays, so you can do that, you can pound it super thin. But the thing that really gets me about this cleaver and why it's a go-to with any chef is that this is gonna save you money. And the reason that I say that is that you can then, you can buy proteins whole and break it down yourself, just like I'm gonna do with this chicken.
So let's say chicken go on sale. Well, obviously, if you're just buying, if your chicken is already pre-cut, it's premium price.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's been cut for you.
Right, so just think of it this way, you know, we're all trying to save money. The more the grocer is handling your food, the more expensive it becomes. Okay. Look at the difference between buying whole fruits and then the ones that are already diced.
That's true.
And same thing with chicken. Go ahead, look at what you would pay for a whole chicken like this. And this cuts right through bone. Look at that. I cut right through that bone. I'm just showing you real quick how to break this down and how to save money. So go ahead, look at the price of a whole chicken, then look right next to it where they have the, you know, the breast broken down or the chicken thigh.
Right.
You're gonna see that add up.
Right.
Like all of a sudden that price per pound, you're like, wait a second, this chicken was only $1.99 per pound.
Right.
Why all of a sudden is everything else $4.99 per pound?
Right.
And this is why. Because the grocer is handling it.
Right.
Save yourself tons of money, people. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, and
Look
I think, too, when you have a really great tool like this in your kitchen, it's just another way to make cooking more enjoyable and more fun. I think, you know, Eric, would you agree that people avoid doing certain recipes simply because they don't have the right tools to, say, break a chicken down?
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of friends, and you know that I have, they're afraid. It's like, I just don't know what to do, and you know, part of what I like to do is entertain, and I like to get people involved. That's why I have people sit at my counter and teach them some stuff. Right. So I'm just gonna throw the chicken, save those bones. You're gonna go ahead, make a stock. You're gonna use 100% of the value of that chicken, just making stock like that.
Hey, by the way, you're gonna see that's part of our cookware collection from Chopped, and we have a beautiful collection. It's $100 off now, today. And I know we've got Flex on it as well. We're gonna pop the information up there for you. So if you love the show, and we have the exclusive line of Chopped cookware, this is a 10-piece Quantanium, which means heavy-duty non-stick, gonna last and last. It's a beautiful collection, and it's $100 off tonight. So again, back to the cleaver. This is the iconic chop from Chopped, which is wonderful. You even see in their logo, every time they go to the break, it goes whack. Right. If you've ever seen the show.
And it's even embossed on the, on the logo.
Yeah, it's embossed actually on. So if you know somebody who's kind of crazy about watching their cooking shows, this makes a delightful, fun gift. Now, I love the fact you're doing a pineapple because number one, they're better when they're fresh.
Absolutely.
But they're a pain in the you-know-what to cut.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then also, when you buy that pre-cored thing that's in the plastic container, you're almost doubling the price.
Right, right.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
And it's certainly not as fresh.
And definitely not as fresh. No. You know, the skin is keeping all that freshness in. You don't know how long that's been sitting there. And you don't know how ripe it is. At least when you can feel the produce and smell it, you're gonna know. Yeah. You can't really tell smelling through a plastic container. So just in seconds, I took that cleaver, and now all of this, nice and big, say I'm using it as a scoop, it's going right in the trash or in your compost, whatever you're using it for. So you can just chop it down.
And I love that's just going through there like butter.
Like butter.
You know, usually even when you hacked off the top of it, it just came off so easy.
It's effortless. The edge right out of the box is unbelievable. Now, should it not become sharp? Take a steel to it. Okay, take a sharpening steel like you would any of your other knives.
Yeah. And what's nice too, even if you have somebody sharpen it for you, it can take a really good sharpen. That's unusual. You know, a lot of times you'll say, well, is it gonna sharpen well? This will go back to its original form brilliantly when you get it sharpened. If you do it yourself or you have somebody else do it.
Yeah, right.
So this is pretty awesome too, like potatoes. You're gonna make like a great scallop recipe.
Yeah, if you're gonna do scallop potatoes, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut them into French fries. You know, the blade, because it's such a nice blade, you're gonna get full coverage on that food and cut through that food like butter. And
well,
now
actually, you get more depth on it too.
Exactly.
Because if you had a knife, most knives are about maybe a quarter of that size. So you're cutting, you're being able to cut more faster by using a bigger, obviously deeper blade.
Right. So now, There you go, there's French fries. Gonna blanch those and done. Or I'm gonna move over here. So we've done raw food, we've done vegetables. It's even perfect for cutting your meats that are already cooked.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, whether it's your steaks that come off the grill or off the pan, whatever it is, you are ready to go, right out of the box. It's not shredding the meat like, you know, if you have those steak knives that have the teeth on them. I have a block that has those. I refuse to use them because it tears into my meat.
Literally, yeah.
And it just, you know, look at that. I just cut through that with you know, like butter with this.
Right, right. And so think about this as well, and I love this. This is now the lowest price we've ever done. It's the first time back since it sold out originally. It comes beautifully gift box. And I think if you have someone who loves and are passionate about cooking, or maybe they're new to cooking and they really need the right tools, you cannot beat $17.95. I looked at that and thought, that has got to be a mistake.
Right. Oh, that's a typo.
Yeah, it is. It's like, shouldn't there be another couple numbers in there somewhere? And then we have 2 flex pays. That is for today only as well. Beautifully gift box. So even if you're doing this as a presentation, maybe you've got a guy who's got his birthday coming up. You know, the man is hard to buy for, but he loves cooking steaks and he loves grilling and that kind of thing. Maybe he loves ribs. Can you imagine breaking down some ribs, cooked ribs and just chopping them?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, it'd
You're
be gorgeous.
saving money. Buy the whole rack, cut it down yourself.
Can you guys see that? Look how beautifully boxed it is. And it's got literally a magnetic closure. Like it's uber fancy looking.
For people in small places that can't, you know, have the big knife block and the big 10, 12 piece sets, this is going to cover them across the board.
Because look, again, you just did tomatoes and mozzarella and the exact same knife that we did, you know, the big turkey, breaking down the chicken. All right, we're gonna wrap up on this, stay on the line for it too. And again, that 2 flex is available for only today. All right, we have more. He's not going very far.
No, we're not.
Because we're gonna talk about a 2-piece set that's another customer pick, but here's Brett.